Two things I'm working on today, and I'm going to share them with you now. Well, this is the first. These are gadgets, and the first one is a power supply that is doing weird things, so we're going to deal with that, and then I have another one that's dealing with something else that's obsolete and kind of cool with the application I've got. I'll do that one a little later. Let's first of all look at this power supply and what it is doing.
Got one of these little Android box units that has been, well, this thing's ancient. I was hoping I was going to be able to use this to generate time with an app, but the thing is, the power supply for it is dead. If I plug in the power supply, you'll see that the green light comes on. And as soon as I plug it into the unit itself, this one's been sitting around for a while, the light goes out. I used to use this as a media player to play files, and it's since been replaced with a Raspberry Pi to play files. But this used to play the files that stream on my in-house channels, like my concerts and stuff. I used to use this for that, and then it was replaced with a Raspberry Pi. So this has been sitting around forever and unused. It's never been updated. It's never been hacked. It's never had any software put on, like for pirating TV. It's just an old Android box I used to use for playing back media. So we're gonna have to get into this, and I'm sure there's capacitors that are bad. We'll see if we can get this one to work. And it's becoming a hot day today. It's almost to the point where, I think it is to the point where I'm gonna have to turn the AC on in here because it is unbearable. Even though we're in the bulk of the afternoon where the rates have gone up, I don't think I can handle it. It's about 30 odd degrees in the shop here. It's not as hot outside, but the fact that the sun is shining on the driveway and heating up the brick, the pavers, and they in turn will just throw the heat right in here if I open the door. So I'll just turn the AC on for a bit, and we will get into this power supply and see what we can do to make it work. This is just a standard 5 volt 2 amp power supply. It should be pretty easy to open this up and get into it and fix it. It's going to be capacitors, I'm sure. Well, we know what it's going to be. It's going to be caps. It's going to be caps on the secondary side.
That's a guess, by the way, and when you guess, sometimes you're wrong. In this case, I am wrong.
There we go. That was easy. And it'll be these ones down here. Guaranteed it'll be these ones. Now I just got to get the little board out of here.
I might add, this is the easiest power supply I opened up. Not even glued together, just clips.
Look at that. They give me enough wire to do it and everything. Excellent. Okay. I know these are going to be bad. They're 1000 microfarad at 10 volts. There'll be a couple of them that are bad. Both of these are going to get changed out. I'm sure I've got some. Let me go and see what I've got. Hopefully they'll fit in here because it's a pretty small unit. It's like I knew I was going to need this size of cap, and I pre-ordered them in. I didn't. I just decided I would stock some 1000 microfarad 10 volt just in case I needed them. And well, as you can see, I need them. So peel away. I'm not even going to measure these things. I know that they're bad. This other one might be going bad too, but I think it's probably just these two big ones that are bad on here. If this has a date on it, but it does. This thing's old. When's the last time you saw one of these things? Pivot Technologies. So it used to be stuck. People stuck it up onto a shelf with double-sided tape so I could just plug the media into it. One of the reasons I went to the Raspberry Pi from this one is because this only has HDMI out, and the Raspberry Pi's got composite out, so I didn't have to use an HDMI to composite adapter to play the media files. That was one of the reasons I changed.
The main reason for this exercise today is that my BlackBerry playbook that I've been using for years to generate time that just shows up on my time channel. Just use it as a clock. And the battery puffed up on it. So when lithium batteries swell up, it's time to take them out of service because they can become a fire hazard. So I figured I would just get this thing running, go to the Play Store, download an app for a clock, and plug this in. That was the game plan. It didn't work out as planned. Not yet anyway, but got to get the power supply working because the unit won't turn on without the power supply.
I tell you, sometimes the comments I read, it's just hilarious. Like, does it hurt when you burn your finger? When your soldering iron slides into your finger, does it hurt? What do you think? Okay, there's the two old dead caps. Do we want to put the ESR meter on them and see how bad they are? Just for the hell of it. Zero it out. Here's one. That one looks okay, actually. How about this one? 0.04. Well, I'm shocked. These caps, looking at the ESR, don't appear to be bad. Is it one of the other ones? It could be. They're going to get changed anyway because they're out. Let's just measure the capacity on the cap itself using the good old fluke meter. And the only reason I'm using the good old fluke meter is because it's sitting here on the bench right now, and the other one's in my tool bag somewhere. What do these measure? 1187 microfarads. 1102 microfarads. Those two measure good. There is one more cap down here that could cause trouble. It's a smaller one. What is this one? It's 1 microfarad at 50. We can change that one as well. I'm sure I've got one here. We'll change all three of them in the secondary. It's got to be something in the secondary that's causing it.
Well, that's the most likely place, right, in the secondary, because those are the caps that deal with the high frequencies, and they're pounded with the high frequencies all the time, right? So it's got to be those ones that go bad. There always is those caps that go bad, right? In this case, it's not. But we'll get there eventually.
Okay, there's 3 new caps in. We'll just solder them down and power this thing up and see if it powers this unit up without going into a shutdown condition. Ouch. Blood. That's supposed to be on the inside. Now I know what Feels like to be a diabetic. Sticking your fingers 10 times a day. Okay, so we remember what was happening on this before. I can just kind of power it up like this before I even put it back together. I'll kill some lights here so we can see the LED light up on here. I'll grab my little extension cord, which is on my isolation transformer, and we will plug it in and see that the yellow or the green light comes on. Green light. Oh, you know what? It's going to be one of these other ones. I can see it pulsating. It pulsated several times, so maybe one of these other little guys over here that's bad. Let's just see whether it goes out when I plug it in. And it does. It does go out. So it's going to be one of the caps on the primary over here. I mean, there's only 3 more caps on here. It's going to be one of these 2 little ones down here. So let's just do that while we got it apart. We'll do them all. It won't be. I don't think it'll be that big one. The 22 at 300 or 400 volts or whatever the hell that thing is. But one of these little ones over here, it might be one of these little ones. These are the ones that form the oscillator. When I powered up, I saw it kind of pulse a couple times, like it was trying to start. So that's typically an indication that one of these ones is bad. Okay, I'll do the 4.7 at 50 first, which is this one here. I think you measure this one with the ESR meter for the hell of it, just to see what it shows. See which one's actually the one that's the culprit. So we'll zero the meter out. Now 4.7 at 50 should be between 7.5 and 4.2 if it's okay. And it's like, yeah, it's bad. So this one for sure is bad. The other ones will probably be okay. This one for sure is bad. I think I should try it after changing this one or just change the other one. Well, we can do that. We can fire it up after this one. It's not like I'm putting it all back together. That'll tell me with certainty. I'm going to change the other one anyway, just because I'm in here and I've already got the part sitting right here. But we'll power it up. We'll power it up after changing this one and see whether it stays on. That way we'll know for sure that it was this one that was causing the problem. As I say, I have the parts to do it, so, and if this will do what I hope it will do, in other words, if I can get a desk clock for this so I can just feed it out on my system, then this will be put back in service and it'll be running 24 hours a day. So it's a candidate to change the cap out, but just for the hell of it, so we can see if it works, we'll try it and see if it was just that one. I would have gone right to the primary side had I noticed that it was pulsing when it fired up, because that's generally an indication that it's a problem on the primary. Okay, power cord. We'll watch the light come on as it boots up. This should come on right away and not sit there and pulsate. Oh, it's still doing it. So the other one's probably bad as well. But oh, it stays on. Nope, it didn't. It went out. So the other one's also going to be a bad one as well. We'll just let that thing cycle down and we'll change that last one out as well. I don't think the main filter is going to be problematic on this. It's just these small ones, and they're sitting right next to the heatsink here for the switch mode. So you know that gets hot. how bad this one is. That's open completely. See? That guy's open completely. So both of these little ones were bad. They both got cooked to death from sitting right next to the heat sink. Once again, we'll plug this in and watch the light to see if it lights up right away or what it does. Okay, it's lit up. Will it stay lit when I plug the power in to this, or will it go out? And it stays lit. So this one is fixed. And the lights are on here, so this is lighting up now, so it's got power. Well, it did have power. Push the power button on here. Got a light there with the attention lights on. I'll have to plug this into a monitor and see. Anyway, power supply is fixed. So yeah, bad caps, of course. Of course there are bad caps. That's what we always expect to find on these. This one actually popped apart a lot easier than I thought it would. I thought it could be welded shut, but it's actually just clip shut with little clips. That's kind of neat. So I can just put this thing back together and it will just snap back together. I haven't seen one like that. Usually these things are pretty much impossible to open, but this one here was one that was easy to open. Had only I known, all I needed to do was just pop it apart with some clips. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.